At this point, you already understand how Python reads a normal text file. A CSV file works exactly the same way. There is nothing special happening behind the scenes. When Python opens a CSV file, it doesn't see a table, it doesn't see columns, it doesn't recognize words like product, price, or quantity. It simply reads raw text. It sees characters separated by commas, it sees new line characters that mark the end of each row, and it sees spaces exactly as they exist in the file. That's all. The idea of columns only exists because we decide that a comma separates values. Python doesn't assume that. We tell it how to interpret the text. So the real task is not reading a CSV file. The real task is converting raw text into structured data. Now let's look at a practical example. I am working in VS Code and in the root folder of this project, I have a file named sales.csv. This file contains three columns: product, price, and quantity. Each row represents one sale. Our goal is to read this file as text, break each row into values, clean the data if needed, and then use it properly inside Python. Let's start by opening the file. Instead of manually opening and closing files, we use with open syntax. Here we are opening the file in read mode using the R flag. This line opens the file and assigns it to the variable file. The important part is this: when we use with open syntax, Python automatically closes the file after the block finishes. This prevents file corruption and resource leaks. This line doesn't read any data. It only opens a connection to the file. The file is open in memory, but nothing has been processed yet. In our CSV file, the first line contains the column names. This line is called the header. So the first step is to read that line separately. We use the readLine function to read only the first line and store it in a variable called header. Right now, header is just a single string. To work with it properly, we convert that string into a list using the split method. Now headers is a list. Next, we process the actual data rows. We loop through the remaining lines in the file. For line in file, each line is still a string. Just like we did with the header, we split it into values. But these values are still strings. Before using them, we must validate the data. Sometimes fields are empty, sometimes values are missing, so we check all three fields before processing. This ensures that the product name exists, the quantity exists, and the price exists. If any value is missing, we skip the row. Adding these checks prevents runtime errors later and keeps the data consistent. This step is basic validation and it is essential when working with real CSV files. Since price and quantity represent numeric values, we should convert them from strings before using them. When we read data from a CSV file, every value is a string by default. So even if the file shows numbers, Python still sees text. Before performing any calculation, we must pass them into numeric types. Now both variables are numeric. Once converted, we can safely perform calculations. For example, if we want to calculate the total sale for each product, let's run this program. Now we can see product and total sales are printed on the screen. Now let's say we need to write this information into a new file instead of just printing it. Printing only shows the result temporarily on the screen. Once the program stops, the output is gone. In real workflows, we usually need to store process data. That means read raw data, clean and validate it, perform calculations, and save the final result. So now we extend our script to write the calculated total sales into a new file called salesreport.csv. We open this new file in write mode using W flag. Write mode starts fresh. If the file already exists, its old content is removed. If it doesn't exist, Python creates it. Inside this write block, we first write a header line. This keeps the output structured and readable. Then as we process each row from the original file, instead of printing the result, we build a new row string and write it to the output file. Notice that we convert numbers into strings using str method. We manually add /n to move to the next line, and each process record is written immediately. This creates a clean output file containing only valid and processed data. After execution, we can see that a new file has been created in the root folder of the project. The file name is salesreport.csv. Now let's open this file and check its contents. Inside this file, we see two columns, product and total sale. Each row contains the product name along with its calculated total sale value. The results match what we computed in our script. So far we use write mode. Write mode always starts fresh. If the file already exists, it clears the old content. But sometimes we don't want to erase previous data. Suppose we process new sales data later and want to add it to the same file. In that case, we use append mode. Let's open sale data within append mode. Let's say we need to add a new product and its total sale. We will just write it using write function. When we run this, the existing content remains unchanged. The new row is added at the bottom of the file and nothing is overwritten. Now let's see when to use write versus append. We use write mode when we want a fresh report and we want to regenerate the file from scratch. We use append mode when we want to add new records, we are updating the file over time, and we are logging incremental data. Understanding this difference is important because using write mode by mistake can delete existing data. In this video, we handled a CSV file from start to finish using Python. We treated the file as text, then step by step opened it safely with open, read and separated the header, split rows into values, cleaned and validated the data, converted strings into numbers, calculated total sales, wrote results to a new file, and used append mode to add data when needed. In the next video, we will learn how to work with JSON file. Thanks for watching. I am Aksa Zafar, and on MLTude, I teach data science and machine learning in a simple step-by-step way. Practice a little and I will see you in the next video. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to MLTude for more AI and machine learning tutorials.